Hello, my name is Joe, and I am in love with adventure in nature. I have worked as a professional guide and outdoor educator since 1986. Some of the sweetest moments in my life I have experienced while living out of small containers, backpacks, pannier bags, waterproof bags. I am fascinated by nested systems of containers for various adventures. I built this camper on the back of this unique truck to serve as a four-wheel drive mothership container to deploy me and various smaller containers in beautiful, interesting, adventurous places at the ends of dirt roads. Once parked, I can select the appropriate smaller container, a pack of some kind with the appropriate gear, so that I can forge further into the embrace of our ever-loving Mother Earth. So this truck and camper will hold a collection of packs and gear that enable me to go deeper into the woods. That is the vision. Working remotely with Derek Weldon in Japan at Pacific Coast Auto, I purchased this Nissan Atlas 150 crew cab 4-cylinder diesel truck at auction and had the truck imported to Tacoma, Washington. It spent 30 years fighting fires in Japan before I got my mitts on it. It had 10,000 kilometers, or 6,000 miles, on the odometer and had been impeccably maintained as a Japanese rescue vehicle. After removing the firefighting infrastructure, I was left with a flatbed crew cab 4-wheel drive diesel pickup truck with dropping side gates. Design considerations. I wanted to build a camper that would be removable, well insulated, light, and simple. I wanted the interior structures, the bed, the kitchen, the water storage, and furnishings to also be removable, so I could use the empty box for moving gear or slotting in garbage cans for runs to the dump. I wanted the interior to be durable and watertight. The bones of my build I borrowed from Dave at Endgame Campers here on YouTube. Dave is a gifted builder and solid thinker. His channel is well worth subscribing to if you are interested in DIY camper building. He is a savant, actually, an artist. So anyhow, the bones are a post and beam structure made from cedar fence boards. Dave's cedar construction technique is very strong and light. With that finished, I placed XPS foam board insulation into the voids in the structure. I then sheathed both the inside and outside with 1/8-inch plywood, which I then covered with 2 layers of 9-ounce fiberglass cloth and epoxy resin, which was then topped with several coats of white bed liner to reflect the heat of summer and keep it cool inside. The walls are 3 inches thick with insulation, and the ceiling has 4 inches of insulation. For the interior, I fiberglassed the floor and all the walls up about 25 inches from the floor, creating a durable tub for loading and unloading gear. I also placed several D-ring anchors for securing loads. The ceiling and upper sections of all walls are coated with epoxy, but not with fiberglass cloth. In order to make use of the fold-down sides of the bed, I created 2 large hatch doors on each side of the box. These are not hinged, but kept in place with tight gaskets on all sills. When the side gates are up, the hatches are locked in place. With these hatches, I will be able to drop the side gates, remove the hatches, reach in, pull things out, and do stuff on the horizontal side gates. Work tables for cooking, tuning skis, and organizing gear. The space in this camper is small. It's tight. In order to save space on the inside, I acquired 2 large Pack-A-Sport fiberglass roof boxes, which I painted with white bed liner. These will carry most of my gear. Only essential gear and clothes will live down in the camper or in the cab of the truck. I have a pass-through into the cab, which is small, but I can squeeze through if I need to. My vision for this rig is that it will help me get into the mountains, especially in winter, which is my favorite time to explore. especially on backcountry skis. For heat, I'm going to try and avoid installing a diesel heater as I think the space is too small for one. I am planning to rely on my small propane double burner stove and a piece of soapstone, which I will place on one of the burners in winter. The other burner I will use to cook, make tea, and most importantly, boil at least 1 and maybe 2 quarts of water, which I will pour into Nalgene bottles and place into my sleeping bag. Once the soapstone gets hot, I will turn the stove off and heat will seep out of the soapstone as I climb into my pre-warmed sleeping bag. To mitigate moisture, I have 2 Arctic turn windows that I can open, as well as 2 exhaust fans, bilge blowers for marine applications. They're very strong, though moderately loud when at full speed. I have them on dimmer switches to adjust the speed and sound. Electricity will be provided by a Blue Eddy power station plugged into a DC fuse block. Solar will come from a Bouge RV 200 watts Yuma SIGS panel attached to one of the Pagasport roof boxes. The 2 roof boxes will be mounted on the left side of the truck cab and camper, leaving the right side free to strap down surfboards, kayaks, or lumber. I will carry a mountain bike and possibly a light dual sport motorcycle on a rear rack with a rack attached by 1-up hitch swing to facilitate access to the rear door. I am considering an awning, but have not decided which route to go with that. Either a 180-degree awning or one by Kamok that is quite light and easily deployed, but hilariously expensive. In the past, I have not felt a need for an awning, but I think with the limited inside space in this build, an awning could be handy. I am not finished with this project, but am getting close. I have a simple, removable design plan for the bed and inside kitchen. I hope to have that done soon before it gets too hot down here in Southern Oregon. I would like to hear what you think of this build so far if you feel like leaving a comment for me to read. I have much more to share about this project and the process I have gone through to get it to this point. I have learned many new skills, and I have mostly had a blast doing it. And I hope that you are having a blast doing whatever it is that you are doing right now. Enjoy your moments.